Are we rich?
How you answer in the next 10 seconds will shape their relationship with money for the next 30 years. And here's what most parents don't know. Researchers at Cambridge University found that adult money habits are largely set by age 7. So by age 10, the cement is already hardening. Right now, your child is forming beliefs about money that will determine whether they spend their life in debt, in anxiety, or in complete financial control. The way they'll relate to earning, spending, saving, giving, it's being written right now, in this conversation, in this moment. But here's the relief. You don't need a finance degree, you don't need wealth, you just need intention, and you need to start now. Your child is already learning about money, not from what you say, from your 2 a.m. anxiety about the credit card bill, from the way your voice changes when they ask for something you can't afford, from the silence when they wonder why their friend has things they don't. These aren't random moments, they're programming. And right now, you're either building confidence or embedding shame. There's no neutral. These moments are building an operating system that will run in the background of every financial decision they make as adults. The question is, what are you building? This video will give you 4 mindsets, 4 psychological anchors, that, if planted before age 10, will give your child emotional freedom around money. You're not installing apps, you're installing the operating system. And the window closes faster than you think. Here's the foundation. Effort creates value. Not obedience, not perfection. Effort. Contribution. The understanding that money connects to what you give, not who you are. If a child learns money appears mysteriously or gets withheld as punishment, they internalize something dangerous. That money is either magic or shame. Neither creates capability. What you want is cause and effect, a visible link between effort and outcome. Start with language. Instead of, "we can't afford that," try, "we're choosing not to buy that right now." One phrase teaches helplessness. The other teaches decision-making. Then create commission-style opportunities. This is different from an allowance. An allowance is money they get for breathing. A commission is money they get for working. But be careful. Don't pay for citizen chores like clearing the table. They do those because they live there. Pay for commission chores that go beyond. Washing the car, organizing the garage. The message isn't, "you must earn love." It's, "you can earn independence." Let them plan a purchase. You want that toy? It lists for $10, but with tax, it's closer to $11. You earn $3 a week. How many weeks? 4 weeks. That's forever when you're 7. But here's what happens. Week 1, they're excited. Week 2, they almost forget. Week 3, their friend gets the same toy and suddenly the waiting hurts. Week 4, they count the money themselves, fingers trembling slightly. Hand it to the cashier. Carry it home. Something fundamental changes. They don't just own the toy, they own the accomplishment. That feeling, that self-efficacy. You can't buy it. You can only earn it. But here's what kills most parents. Watching their child earn money, then blow it in minutes on something they forget tomorrow. You taught effort, they learned earning, and then it evaporates. That's where the second mindset becomes critical. Here's the problem with effort alone. If your child can earn money but can't wait to spend it, they've learned nothing. They've just developed a faster spending cycle. Kids who never learn to delay become adults, who deserve a treat after every hard day. They finance furniture they can't afford because waiting feels like punishment. They retire broke, wondering where it all went. The second mindset prevents that spiral. Patience creates power. We live in an instant reward culture. One click, next day delivery. Waiting feels like failure, but patience is where real power lives. The ability to want something and not crumble under the wanting. This starts with visibility. Clear jars, not piggy banks, jars, where they can see money growing. Create countdown charts. If they're saving for something, put it on the wall. Let them color in boxes. Make the goal visual. Print a picture. Tape it to the jar. Let them see it every morning. And when they reach the goal, this is your moment. Don't just hand them the toy. Make them feel the victory. You waited 4 weeks. Your friend got one immediately, and you still kept going. That's harder than anything I've seen an adult do this week. You have something most people never develop. The ability to want something and not collapse under the wanting. That's real power. Make them feel like they accomplished something rare, because they just conquered the impulse that keeps nearly 60% of adults living paycheck to paycheck. You're reinforcing emotional resilience, the capacity to sit in discomfort, to delay. This skill will help them avoid debt, resist manipulation, and make decisions from clarity instead of desperation. But patience alone isn't enough. After learning to wait, children need to know what is worth waiting for. Now your child can earn. They can wait, but can they choose wisely? Because here's the trap. A disciplined child with bad judgment just becomes an adult who saves for the wrong things, who waits patiently to overpay for status symbols. The third mindset fixes this. Value over price. Not everything expensive is valuable. Not everything cheap is a bargain. Not everything popular is worth having. This mindset teaches cost per use, dividing the price by how many times you actually play with it. A $10 toy they use once? And that's $10 a play. That's expensive. A $50 bike they ride every day? That's pennies. That's value. It teaches thinking, not reacting. Is this worth it to me? Instead of, does everyone else have it? We're raising children in a world designed to bypass thinking. Ads, influencers, peer pressure. If you don't teach discernment, someone else teaches impulsivity. So how do you teach a child to tell the difference? Think out loud. Narrate your decisions. I'm choosing this brand because it lasts longer, even though it costs more. This one's cheaper, but it broke before, so I'm going with quality. I want this, but I'm going to wait a week and see if I still want it. Ask value-based questions when they want something. What will you use it for? How long will it last? Is there something similar that works just as well? You're activating reasoning, turning impulse into decision. Let me show you what this looks like. 7-year-old Maya saved $20 for a toy she'd wanted for weeks. At the store, she saw a different toy. Cheaper, shinier, louder. On impulse, she switched. Got it home. It broke in 2 days. Her mom didn't lecture, just asked, "What did you learn?" Maya stared at the broken toy. Long pause, then quietly, "I should have gotten the one I really wanted." Her mom nodded. "What about next time?" "I'm gonna wait, even if it's harder." That lesson cost $12. But it saved her thousands she might have wasted later, chasing shiny things that don't last. This mindset creates internal confidence. The ability to say, "That's not for me," without feeling less than. It reduces comparison anxiety, builds wisdom, because once a child can earn, wait, and choose wisely, one final dimension turns money into something bigger than the individual. The fourth mindset sounds insane. Giving builds abundance. Wait, I'm supposed to teach my kid to give money away while teaching them to save? Yes, and here's why. Because enough isn't a number, it's a feeling. And children who never give become adults who never feel like they have enough. Here's what I see in my work. The people most anxious about money aren't those with the least. They're the ones who learned young that money is zero-sum. That sharing means losing. That someone else having more means they have less. That scarcity mindset comes from never experiencing the power of generosity. From never learning that giving doesn't diminish you, it expands you. When a child gives, they're saying, "I have enough to share." That internal message becomes a core belief. I am not lacking. I am capable of generosity. This shifts money from possession to purpose, from mine to ours, from anxiety to connection. Create a giving portion, a small jar, even $1 a week, and make it tangible. When the jar hits $10, let them buy dog food and hand it to the volunteer at the shelter front desk themselves. Talk about impact, not obligation. Don't say, "You should share." Say, "When we give, we help someone." What kind of help do you want to create? Celebrate generosity, not just acquisition. When they share, notice it. That was kind. You saw someone needed help and you gave it. That's strength. You're building empathy, emotional maturity, the capacity to hold two things at once, my needs and someone else's. When this mindset takes root, jealousy decreases, gratitude increases. They learn to see money as a tool for connection, not a measure of worth. They grow up with open hands instead of clenched fists. And that changes everything. But generosity isn't a standalone skill. None of these mindsets work in isolation. These 4 mindsets aren't separate lessons. They're 4 pillars holding up one foundation. Effort creates capability. Patience creates discipline. Discernment replaces insecurity with wisdom. And generosity transforms everything. It turns money from a measure of worth into a tool for connection. Together, they create emotional security. A child who understands these mindsets doesn't just know how to manage money. They know how to manage themselves, their impulses, their comparisons, their anxiety. You're not teaching a curriculum. You're living a mindset. And here's what makes this easier. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. Every time they ask, "Can I have this?" you have a choice. Shut down the conversation or turn it into a teaching moment. These aren't formal lessons. They're daily moments. How you respond when they ask for something. How you talk about your own choices. How you make money visible instead of mysterious. How do you weave these 4 mindsets into everyday life? 3 things. But I'm going to make them real. First, narrate your decisions with actual trade-offs. Not, we can't afford that. Try, we could afford that, but if we buy it, we won't go to the beach this summer. Which matters more to you? You just taught the concept of opportunity cost without a textbook. You taught them that money is finite, choices have trade-offs, and they have a voice. Second, create ownership moments with stakes. Give your 8-year-old a budget, say $30, for their lunchbox and pencil case. Whatever they don't spend, they keep. Suddenly, they're comparing prices, asking if they really need the fancy brand, making trade-offs. That's not cheap. That's creating a CEO mindset in 3rd grade. Third, normalize conversations. Money shouldn't be taboo or tense. It should be neutral, matter of fact, which means when your child asks, "Are we rich?" don't dodge it. Say, "We have enough for what we need and some of what we want. That makes us lucky. What made you ask?" Neutral, honest. Conversation continues instead of shutting down. The more comfortable you are talking about it, the more comfortable they'll be learning about it. When they grow up, they won't carry shame or confusion. They'll carry curiosity, competence, calm, strip everything else away. And here's what matters. The goal isn't to raise a child who's good with money. The goal is to raise a child who's free with money. Free from the anxiety that makes them overspend. Free from the scarcity that makes them hoard. Free from the comparison that makes them feel less than. 20 years from now, your child won't remember the savings jar or the toy they waited for, but they'll remember how they felt when they asked for something. Whether the answer came with shame or explanation. Whether money conversations felt scary or safe. Whether you tensed up or stayed calm. Whether they grew up believing money was something that happened to them or something they could control. That feeling becomes their foundation. And you have the chance right now, before age 10, to make that feeling one of capability and confidence instead of fear. Here's what I want you to remember. You don't need a perfect system. You don't need a finance degree. You just need to start paying attention. Because you're already teaching your child about money, right now, today, whether you mean to or not. The only question is, what are you teaching? So this week, try one thing, just one. The next time your child asks for something, pause. Turn it into a conversation. Make the invisible visible. Show them money involves choices, not just yeses and nos. One conversation. That's where everything changes. Before your child turns 10, you have a window. Not to create a perfect financial genius, just to plant 4 beliefs that will grow into a lifetime of emotional security. These aren't just money lessons, they're life lessons. And you're exactly the person to teach them, because what you're building isn't just a financially literate child, you're building a grounded, confident, generous human being. And that's worth more than any amount of money. Now, I want to hear from you, not about what you wish you'd learned. Tell me this, what's the one money belief you're accidentally teaching your child right now that you want to change? Drop it in the comments, even if it's uncomfortable. Especially if it's uncomfortable. That's where the real learning happens. Be honest. Let's help each other get this right.